Hey guys, Curtis here, Tailgaters tip of the day. I'm back, we're gonna do 51 right up to 100 now. I did the first 50. Go check those out. A lot of people were saying they really enjoyed some of the different variety of content that we have. But now we got the Eastern Canadians this coming weekend, full field, all kinds of great players. So come and check it out if you're not playing. You're really gonna enjoy the action all weekend. But leading up to there, I'm going to profile a few of the players, the top guns coming in the Calcutta, stuff like that. I'm going to do a little profile of the players. I'm going to do those, but also I've come up with a sheet here, a little rapid fire player spotlight. We started them before and they went over well. So if you want to do the player spotlight, come see me at League. I have the camera set up in the room. The VIP room, and all we got to do is it literally takes a minute. I give you the questions in advance and you answer them. People enjoy hearing, like, these questions are geared towards, like, what type of cue do you play with, what's your favorite game, but also, what's your biggest pool memory, who's the toughest player you've played against, what got you into pool. These are questions that are actually intriguing for everybody, meaning I've known players for 20 years, and when they answered this, I didn't even know that's what got them in the pool. So I think there's a lot of value to this. So if you guys want to do this, come see me. It literally takes a minute. We're going to build an archive on the websites or on the YouTube channel. So again, subscribe to this channel. We're continuing to grow it. We're going to get it there. It's great for pool. It's great for us. I think that it's something that in the long run can be a lot of fun for everybody. So it's the Tailgaters YouTube channel. Today, 51, I'm going to go over something really interesting. It's called the stroke challenge. This is super difficult to do, but it's something that you can build towards, and if nothing else, it's going to really increase your stroke. And what the stroke challenge is you put a piece of paper here. I'm going to try and do this with the mic on. It's a little tricky, so bear with me. This goes on the second diamond. This goes, now you could start it from the first diamond. The second diamond is the challenge part. If anyone wants to come in at Tailgaters and see how many times they can do this, the drill is to land it on the piece of paper. So this is dead straight. So you got to draw this, land it on the piece of paper. Now I'm going to walk you through what I do on a couple of these shots because there's some things going on here. I did a video on this. I can't remember what number it is, but this is very important that a lot of people just don't understand about the draw stroke. So I'm going to try a couple here and see where I can get at. So I step into the shot. What I do is, I know that I have a natural tendency to aim just to hit the point. See, so I draw that straight back, right? So now, that's a great draw stroke. Now we're going to try and, in terms of, I was perfectly straight and I drew it right back into the corner. You could start with that. If you can do that, you know you're hitting it real pure, right? But now I'm trying to refine this to where I can draw it all the way back and land on the piece of paper, meaning I can't draw it from here and come into here. It's got to be the perfect speed shot. So you draw it all the way back and it lands on the piece of paper, but it can't touch the rail. So it's the perfect speed draw. You can't do this. I can make this and draw it out here. My natural tendency is to pinch it a bit. So when I'm actually, my compensation, what I've done, this is something you have to work with, is I key over my left eye a little bit to bring myself over. Because my alignment naturally, when I'm looking at it, will pinch it into here. It's just kind of the way that it is. So for me, my correction, everyone has, you could pivot into this, do different ways of doing it. Me, it's I align over my left eye slightly so that when I draw back into here, so when I stroke through, I'm actually a little bit out to here, which is straight for me. Otherwise, and it's still sometimes, I have a natural tendency to pinch it into here and draw out. So I really have to be aware of that. if I want to get a perfect draw stroke here. So now I'm going to try and harness this a little bit, because the last one I stroked right through into the corner. So we're getting that right onto there. So we didn't hit the rail, we got that good. So I'm going to explain to you a couple things that I'm doing. Me personally, this is a really interesting concept that a lot of you guys got to pay attention to. I think personally that people are going too low on their draw shots to begin with. Low works, but you miscue, you become hesitant, you don't need it as much, and you tend to, the lower you go, the less level you tend to get, just naturally with your bridge. The way that I'm able to effortlessly draw the length of the table, this works for me, so I want you to try it out, is I find dead center, okay? So what I'm going to just get rid of this for now, is I find dead center for me, and I just go down a tip. One tip, if that, if I'm stroking it really good. And here's the key to it is, I know that then I can just focus on really coming through level. And what happens is I'm kind of hydroplaning this across the surface so that I get maximum draw, and then I come back. The more unlevel you are, and people do this a lot, you see people, as they get their draw, they go down like this, or they come like this. What's happening is it's kind of bouncing, taking off all the draw, okay? So if you want a nice, smooth, perfect draw stroke, what you want to do, number one, is find your alignment. I find my alignment. I step into this shot. There's center, here's a tip. Watch this. I'm going to try and exaggerate this. Watch this. Absolutely effortless draw stroke, because I'm imparting maximum draw with a hydroplaning action, okay? So if you want to come to league and check this out, I can help you out with a few things. I can help you out with this stroke. This is the ultimate stroke builder. You're never going to have to do more than this. So what I want you to do is work on this. If nothing else, what you're going to find is you're going to cure your alignment issues. Because when you are missing these balls, you're going to miss them in the same direction. And it's because you might be stepping in incorrectly. This cannot be done without a perfect alignment, follow through, and stroke. You cannot get perfectly there without a really condensed stroke. So that's the stroke challenge. See how many times you can make that. I just did a couple in a row to where you draw it back, can't touch the rail, do it here. Obviously, you could start from the second to here and draw it back. But once you get to an advanced level, so some of you top players out there, see if you can stick it from here to here and draw it back like I just did twice in a row onto the piece of paper, but without touching the rail. It's a controlled draw stroke that takes refinement stroke, a little bit everything. If you could start doing this over and over, there's not a lot you can't do on a pool table. All the other shots are going to seem fairly routine, okay? So that's called the Stroke Builder Challenge. That's tip of the day number 51. And we'll come back with 50 due tomorrow, and I'm going to do some player profiles. So don't be shy. These are a lot of fun. It only takes a minute to do, okay? Thanks a lot, guys.